Hi, this is Rachel from Hello Boar Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple crochet bralette. So I will be demonstrating the size small in this tutorial, but I do have a pattern in my shop, which I will link to below, that has all the different specifications for different sizes. So if you would like those exact directions, please go ahead and visit my shop, purchase the pattern, download it, and then you will be able to follow along with the directions for your own size. So for this size small, I'm going to be using exactly one skein of woolies, just the regular woolies. So it is a size 4 yarn. I was playing yarn chicken at the end, so you may end up needing 2 skeins to make sure that you can actually complete the entire size. I'll be using a 3.5mm crochet hook. Then you will also need some scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. So once you have your items together, we are ready to begin. This bralette is created side to side, so your work will look like this as you crochet it. We will begin by making the holes for the corset back, then we will make the main body, increase up here for the top, continue, decrease for our back, finish up with these corset holes. Then we will turn our work and single crochet along the edge, cut and tie, and then we will go ahead and reattach our yarn and single crochet again, creating the straps for the tie, creating this pretty little ruffle edging up in the middle, back down. Then we will create our little tie for the corset back, and that's it. Begin with a slip knot. Insert your hook, tighten, and now you will chain 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. Now we're going to skip this very first chain, and into the back hump of that second chain, place 1 single crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and place your single crochet into the next one. There is our little hole. Now 2 more, single crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, skip the next chain, and then create 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, skip, 3 single crochet. Chain 1, skip, 3 single crochet. Chain 1, skip, 3 single crochet. And you should have 2 chains remaining. So, chain 1, skip this one, and into that very final chain, place a single crochet. Chain 1, turn your work. We are now just going to be creating our single crochet all the way across. So to that first single crochet, place a single crochet. Into this chain 1 space, insert your hook, pull up your loop, create your single crochet. So single crochet, single crochet, single. Try not to split your yarn like that. Now into this chain 1 space, again, single crochet. Just continue this, your single crochets, all the way across. Okay. I have done my single crochet all the way until almost the very end. I have 1 hole remaining and 1 single crochet. So to finish off this row, again, single crochet and your final single crochet. All right, chain 1, turn your work. We are now going to begin the basic pattern for the body. So we are going to be using half double crochet for our main stitches and then single crochet back loop only for our ribbing. So to that very first single crochet from the prior row, place a half double crochet. All right? So to do your half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. We are going to create half double crochet across this row until we have 10 stitches remaining. Okay. So I will meet you when I have 10 remaining stitches. Okay. I have created my 13 half double crochet. I have 10 stitches remaining. So now I'm going to begin the ribbing portion for the bottom of the bralette. So into the back loop only of these remaining 10 stitches, we will be placing our single crochet. Right? So into that back loop, insert your hook, pull up your loop, and make your single crochet. Okay, into that back loop, single crochet, all the way until you do not have any stitches left in this row. Okay, my very final stitch, make that back loop, single crochet. And there's our little bump for the ribbing. For our next row, go ahead and chain 1, turn your work. And again, for the first 10 stitches, we are going to be creating our ribbing. So into the first 10, create your single crochet back loop only. Okay, so find that back loop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, back loop, single crochet, into that back loop, single crochet. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we will be switching back to our half double crochet for the rest of the row. So yarn over, insert your hook through both loops, pull up your loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Okay. So just continue your half double crochets all the way across. Here's my final stitch. Create that final half double crochet. Okay. Those last 2 rows that we created are our repeat rows. We are going to want a total of 16 of these rows for the beginning of our back portion of the bralette. So we just made 2. We're going to need to make another 14. So I will do the first 2 with you again, so you can make sure you understand the repeat, and then we'll go from there. I will create the next 2 with you again, so that you can be sure you understand the repeat. So chain 1, turn your work, and then onto the first 13 stitches, create your half double crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, you should have 10 stitches remaining in this row. Right, so to do our ribbing, we will be creating 10 single crochet back loop only. So find that back loop, insert your hook, single crochet, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Next row, chain 1, turn your work, create 10 single crochet back loop only. Now for the rest of the row, create 13 half double crochet. That is our repeat. So go ahead and continue to do those 2 rows until you have your total of 16 rows. That doesn't include the rows we did for the corset holes. Okay, so it's 16 of the half double crochet with ribbing rows. And I will meet you when I have completed those. Okay, I have finished my 16 total rows for the main body. And then I have my 2 rows at the beginning here for those holes, so I have a total of 18. Okay, this is for the size small, and then so you guys know, my work is about 11.5 centimeters, or for inches, it is right about 4.5. We are now ready to create our increases for our curve. Okay. So to begin, go ahead and chain 1, turn your work, and to create our increase, we are going to place 2 half double crochet into the very first stitch. So yarn over and pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then repeat that into the same stitch. We have our increase. Now we will have 12 half double crochet. And you should now have 10 stitches remaining for your ribbing. Right? So go ahead and do your 10 single crochet back loop only. Turn your work. Do 10 single crochet back loop only on back up. And then create your half double crochets into all of your stitches on this row until you have 1 stitch remaining. I will meet you back there to show you the next step. I've made it back to the top of my row. Into this very final stitch, I'm only going to be placing 1 half double crochet. Okay. So we are not making any increases in the second row of this little repeat. We're going to be doing that one more time. So chain 1, turn your work. Into that very first stitch, we're going to create our increase. So place 2 half double crochet. There's 1. And 2. Do your half double crochet, your 10 single crochet back loop only, 10 single crochet back loop only, half double crochet. Now I'll meet you with that 1 stitch remaining. I've made it back up. I have 1 stitch remaining, so into that final stitch I will place 1 half double crochet. We will repeat those last 2 rows one more time. Okay, so go ahead, chain 1, turn your work, create your increase into the very first stitch, go down, turn, come back up, and finish without any increasing. Now I'll meet you at the end of those next 2 rows. You should now have 6 total rows of this gradual increase. We are now going to be creating an increase both at the start and at the end of each row. And we are going to be doing that for a total of 8 more rows. So chain 1, turn your work. And just like before, we will be creating our increase into this very first stitch. So place your first half double crochet, and into that same stitch place your second half double crochet. Go ahead and complete your half double crochets down the row. Do your ribbing, turn, ribbing, and then finish up the half double crochets until you have 1 stitch remaining. I have 1 stitch left in my row. So into this final stitch, I'm going to be placing 2 half double crochet. So starting with your first half double crochet. Now into the same stitch, place your second half double crochet. That is how we will be completing our next set of increases. chain 1, turn into that first stitch, place 2 half double crochet. Finish this row, turn, finish the row until you have 1 stitch remaining, and I will show you that increase one more time. Okay. I have 1 stitch remaining, so I will finish off with my increase. So into that very final stitch, place 2 half double crochet. There's 1, and there is 2. You're going to repeat those rows where you have an increase at the start, and then on the second, you'll have an increase at the end. Okay, you need another 4 of these rows. So I will complete my rows, and I will meet you back when I have finished them. I've completed my increase rows, so you can see here is my work so far. And there are our increase rows leading up toward where we are going to be placing our strap. So the measurements for this so far, the end of my increase rows, are 21 centimeters, or about 8.5 inches. We are now ready to create the main front portion of our bralette. To create the main body portion of our bralette, the front part, we are going to be repeating these rows of half double crochet and our ribbing, and we are not going to be doing any more increasing. Okay, so for the next set of rows, we will just go ahead and chain 1, turn, place 1 half double crochet into that very first stitch, and continue to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch down. Okay, so I'll finish this row, meet you at the top to show you one more time that we are not going to be doing any increasing or decreasing. I've made it back up to the end of my row. I have 1 stitch remaining, and we are not going to be doing any increasing, so into this final half double crochet stitch, I will be placing 1 half double crochet stitch. Okay, so we are leveling back out and making our nice flat top. So you're going to want a total of 34 of these non-increasing rows. So we just finished our first 2 together. So go ahead and do another 32 of these rows. It's just straight half double crochet down, ribbing, turn, ribbing, and half double crochet up. Those 2 rows, another 32 total times. Now I'll meet you when I have finished that entire length. I have finished my set of non-increasing and non-decreasing rows to make the middle portion of the front of the bralette. So I have 34 total rows, and the entire piece from end to end currently measures about 17.25 inches or 43 centimeters. So now we are ready to create the decrease portion on the other side of the bralette. Alright, to begin our decrease rows, we will start by chaining 1, turning our work, and now we are going to actually skip this very first stitch. So yarn over, skip that stitch, and into the second stitch, place your first half double crochet. Okay. Then make your half double crochet all the way down the row as we have been. Do your ribbing, turn, ribbing, and finish your half double crochet. Stop with 2 stitches remaining up here at the top. I have my 2 stitches remaining at the top. So to do our next decrease, we will be skipping the first stitch and going into the very last one. So yarn over, skip the stitch, insert your hook into the final stitch, and complete your half double crochet. We will be making these decrease rows another 6 times. So I will start the next row with you. Chain 1, turn your work. To make our decrease, we'll skip the very first stitch. Into the second stitch, place our half double crochet. So go ahead and finish your half double crochet, ribbing, turn, ribbing, half double crochet, and stop with 2 stitches remaining so I can show you the decrease one more time. I have 2 stitches remaining. So again, to finish off with a decrease, we will skip that very first stitch, and into the last stitch, place our last half double crochet. So go ahead and continue to do these decrease rows where you begin with a decrease, skipping that very first stitch, turn, come back up, and end with another decrease where you skip the second to last stitch. So do that for another 4 total rows, and I will meet you back. I have finished my decrease rows, so I am now ready for my remaining 6 rows of the more gradual decrease. So to do this more gradual decrease, begin by chaining 1, turn in your work. And for the very first row, we are not going to be doing any decreasing. So we will simply place our half double crochet into the very first stitch like normal, and place 1 half double crochet into each half double crochet down. Complete your ribbing, turn, complete your ribbing, and do your half double crochet up until you have 2 stitches remaining. And I will meet you back there. I have 2 stitches remaining. So to complete this row, we will be making a decrease. So skip this second to last stitch, and into this very final stitch, place your half double crochet. So this is a lot like the other decrease section, except that on our row going down, where we start with the half double crochet, we will not be creating a decrease. So for another 4 total rows, go ahead and make your rows where you begin with no decreasing, make your ribbing, turn, come back with your ribbing, and then at the top of that row, do the decrease. Okay. I will meet you back when I have finished my next 4 rows. I've finished my decrease rows. Right there. So now you should have a total of 23 stitches, 10 of the single crochet back loop only, and 13 half double crochet. So we can finish off the main back portion for the other side of the bralette now. So to finish the bralette, go ahead and create your final 16 rows with no increasing and no decreasing. So just your straight half double crochets down, your ribbing, turn, ribbing, and half double crochet up. I will meet you when I have completed that to show you how to finish the back portion by making the little holes for the corset tie. I have finished the 16 rows for the second half of the back without any increasing or decreasing. So at this point, my entire bralette measures about 24.5 inches or 62.5 centimeters. So to finish off this main body portion, we will go ahead and do the last 2 rows where we will create the little holes for the corset tie. For the first row, we are just going to be creating 1 single crochet into each of the stitches all the way down. So chain 1, turn, create your single crochet, and all the way down this row, place your 1 regular single crochet. So when you get to the ribbing portion at the end, we are actually just going to create those single crochets through both of the loops. Right, so we are not going to be doing the ribbing anymore, just placing regular single crochet. I will meet you at the end of this row. I've made it to the end of the row. So for a final row, go ahead and chain one, turn your work. Into your very first stitch, place one single crochet. Chain one, skip the next stitch, and now do 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 2, 3. Chain one, skip the next stitch, and now do 3 single crochet. And again, chain one, skip the stitch, and create 3 single crochet. Chain one, skip, 3 single crochet. Chain one, skip, 3 single crochet. And you should have 2 stitches remaining. So chain one, skip that second to last stitch, and into your final stitch, place your last single crochet. Right, so there are our little holes for the corset tie. And we have now completed the main portion of the bralette. We are now going to go ahead and chain one, turn your work so that it looks like this, and place a single crochet edging along this top edge. So if you want a looser top edging, you just place more single crochet into each of these spaces. And if you want it to be tighter, you place fewer single crochet. So I will go ahead and make my single crochet edging and then show you what it looks like. I have finished my single crochet top edging, and then at the very end I went ahead and made a slip stitch into this very first chain and then cut and tied my yarn. Here is a closer view of the single crochet edging, so you can see my placement. So I generally like with half double crochet rows, when I'm going into the edge, I normally alternate between making 2 single crochet for 2 rows and then 3 for the next 2 rows. So I'll just do 2, 3, 2, 3 all the way across my work. Now we will make our final edging row and our straps. So to do this, I'm going to reattach my yarn to the right side of my top edging. So I already made my slip knot and put in my hook. So I'm going to find this first single crochet up here at the top and just slip stitch my yarn tight. In the very first single crochet, I will place a single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, skip the next single crochet, and then place a single crochet. So this hole is going to be for the very top of the corset back. That way the very, very top of the bralette will get the corset tie. Now go ahead and create 2 more single crochet. And this is where I normally like to place my back strap. So you can place your back strap anywhere, you know, that you would end up wanting it. This is about where I seem to generally like mine. And for this top, we are creating those tie straps. So I'm going to create one more single crochet to begin, and then I will chain a total of 120. I've created my 120 chains. This gives you a nice long strap, so your bow that you make when you're tying your straps is going to be nice and long. So you can really make this any length you end up wanting. Just make sure that you create an even number of chains. So the very top chain is going to be our turning chain. So we'll be skipping that, and into that second, place a single crochet. If you want your straps at this point to be larger, you can create half double crochets or even double or treble crochets all the way down, however thick you end up wanting it. I'm going to be making these like daintier straps, so I'm going to be doing the single crochet, then chaining one, skipping my next chain, and then single crocheting into the next one. And I will just be doing this chaining one, skipping the chain, and single crocheting all the way back down my chain. So chain one, skip, and single crochet. Chain one, skip, single crochet. Okay, so go ahead and continue doing that until you're back to the place where you began your chains for the strap. I have finished my strap, so I have placed my final single crochet into the very first chain that I created for the strap. So I made it all the way back to my edging. To anchor our strap, we will slip stitch into the same single crochet that we began the strap out of. There we go. Now we will continue to single crochet across the top edging. We will make single crochet until we reach the point where we would like our front strap to begin. Okay, so I normally like to place mine right about where the straight section begins on the front. So after this little slopey section, I will meet you again to begin that second strap. I have reached the place where I will be making my second strap. But before doing that, I wanted to show you guys, if you turn your top over and go ahead and fold in your back piece, and then pull this back strap up like so, you can see that there is a portion of this strap that we are not going to need to create for the front if we want the lengths to match up at the top. Right? So for the front strap, instead of chaining 120, I will be chaining 110, since there are about 10 stitches in this space. All right, so once you have made it to the place where you would like your front strap, go ahead and chain your 110, turn, skip that first chain, and repeat how we created the back strap. Right, so just single crochet, chain one, skip, single crochet, all the way back down. Now I'll meet you here. Okay, I finished my second strap with my final single crochet being placed into that very first chain I made for the strap. So just like the back strap, go ahead and slip stitch into this same single crochet that we began the strap out of. Now for the little straight portion between the two front straps, I am going to create a pretty little ruffle edging. So you can just continue to do straight single crochet across if that is the look you prefer. I will go ahead and demonstrate the ruffles. So single crochet into the next single crochet, and to begin the ruffles, chain 3, and then single crochet into the next single crochet. Single crochet again into the next single crochet, and then chain 3. Single crochet into the next single crochet, and single crochet into the next single crochet. So that is the pattern. You will chain your 3, and then place 2 single crochets into the next stitches. Okay. And that is going to end up creating this little ruffle effect. So we'll go ahead and make your ruffle or your single crochet or whatever it is that you've chosen to do until you reach the point where you're going to do your second front strap. At that point, I will show you my work so that you can see what I have so far. I've made it to the place where I want to place my second front strap, which is my third total strap. So you can see my pretty little ruffle edging. Right. So I will create that second front strap, or my third total strap. Again, my numbers for this strap is 110 chains. Come back down, and then I will do my single crochet down, create my second back strap, which is my fourth total strap, where my numbers are 120 total chains. Okay, and then I will meet you guys when I have 5 stitches remaining, which is what I will have after I complete my last strap. All right, I have completed almost the entirety of my top edging. So here is my final strap. And I will show you how to finish this off. Alright, so I just completed the slip stitch to anchor my final strap. And I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, counting that slip stitch, stitches remaining. Alright, so I am going to place another single crochet, single crochet, and one more single crochet. So I have my 2 stitches remaining, and we are going to create our final hole for the corset back. So go ahead and chain 1, skip this very next stitch, and into the final stitch place your last single crochet. There we go. You can go ahead and fasten off your yarn. And all we have left now is to make our corset tie. Okay, to create the tie for the corset back, I simply chained a really long length. And you can make this, however long you end up wanting. So mine is just about 53 inches or 134 centimeters. All right, I have woven in my tie. So this is what the back looks like. And here is the front. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please feel free to tag me on Instagram so that I can see your own finished bralettes.